In today's video, we'll be creating a mobile app landing page using the designs that we created in the previous video. If you remember, this was the mobile app design that we created. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, we had about 5 screenshots that we took, and we'll be using these images and creating a mobile app landing page such as this one. So I'd like you to first start off by downloading Microsoft Visual Studio Code. The link is in the description below, or you can use Google to search for it. This will be the code editor that we'll be using to edit the website. So using the link in the description, you should land on this page, and depending on whether you're using a Windows, Linux or Mac machine, please download the appropriate file. In my case, I'm using a Mac, and that should automatically start downloading. Feel free to pause the video if you need time. And while that is downloading, I'd like you to also click on the other link in the description, which should download this landing page template. So the link in the description is this download button here. When you click on that, it should start downloading. Right, and you might be asked to subscribe, so feel free to enter your email address in there. Oops, it thinks my browser is a spam bot. So I already have this template downloaded, but all you need to do is subscribe to their newsletter, and then they'll let you download the template. Okay, so my Visual Studio Code has downloaded. And then I'll open that. And if you're on Mac, you can just drag that into your applications folder, and that will just work. If you're on Windows, you might need to go through a few install steps. And again, feel free to pause the video while you get that done. So a little preview of the landing page template. So this is provided by Colorlib, and it's absolutely free as long as we leave their this attribution link in the template. So this contains everything that we'll need from a mobile app landing page for marketing purposes. It's also got nice buttons for downloading the app. It's got several pages on this template which we will not be using to begin with, so such as the about page, pricing. So what we'll be doing today is stripping this template off all of the extra links, because we will only want one page to start off with, as it will be easier to manage. And essentially we'll be replacing these screenshots with what we've created using Canva, and also changing the text so that it matches our mobile app. Okay, so now hopefully everyone's got Visual Studio Code downloaded and installed, and you have the template of the mobile app installed. So the mobile app template which you've downloaded should come as a zip file called app.ru, and when you open that up, the content should contain all of these files. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to drag my app.ru folder into another folder out of the download folder. I'm going to rename this to the name of my app, which will be imtim-website. So name of your app -website. This is just a convention that I prefer to use because later when we are creating the mobile app, we'll have another folder called, in my case, it will be imtim-app. And that way we can quickly see which folder does what. So once you've renamed it, you can open it up again and double click on the index file and you should see it load into your browser. Like that. So now this website is coming straight from my laptop. You can see that over here in the address bar. It's pointing to my local folder. And now we'll want to open Visual Studio Code. And you should be presented with a screen like this after you've downloaded it and installed it. And we'll want to open a folder. So you can click this button here, open folder, and then we'll go to where we saved the website, which is here, and click open. So notice I've highlighted the folder, not any of the files within it, as we want to open the whole folder. We click open. Nice. And it's okay. So now we've got all of the files here. If you click on index first, I'll give you a walkthrough of what all of this code means. So all websites have an index.html file. Whenever you go to a website URL, it most likely loads the index file first. And this index file, it's a HTML file, as you can see from the file extension. And all of this code here, it's HTML markup. And you won't understand most of this straight away, but as we edit stuff, you'll pick up a little bit. But you know, you're not going to learn everything in one day. It usually takes a few months. But all we need to do is get an app landing page ready for marketing. So you don't need to be an expert in this. Right. So what we want to do first is change the title of the website. And we want to call that the name of the app, which in my case is imtim hyphen, and then we'll give a quick one-liner as to what the app does. And I believe we defined that previously in Canva. So mine was keep track of your position on Google. Yours can be the same or it can be different. Keep track of your okay. Press save. And now let's go back to Chrome and reload the website. So press the refresh button. Before you press that, just notice currently over here it says app.ru. So when we refresh it, it now has changed because we changed the code. And that's exactly what we wanted. So that's fine. So the title basically means the title of your website, and that's usually displayed on the Chrome browser tabs or any other browser's tabs, and also in Google's search listings. I'll give you an example. So this website, this is the title tag, and that's displayed on Google. So these are the title tags of all these websites. The paragraph underneath each title, that's called the meta tag. Let's see if we've got a meta tag here. Yeah, so the meta description. And we can fill this in as well if we wanted. So, I mean, for now, I'll just put in the slogan here. So, and I'll also write that this is specifically for tuition centers, which is the business type that I've chosen for this course. So keep track of your position on Google. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, you can always add more things if you need. So we've done the title and the meta description. And all of these links here, this is all CSS files, and CSS, everything that's in a CSS file is usually for styling the website. So things like colors, heights, widths, the margins and paddings, all of that is usually in the CSS files. And then we have this body tag and everything within this. So this is the beginning of the body tag. This ends all the way down, 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 and more down. Oops. Here. So everything within the body is what's going to be displayed on the actual website. And we've got a lot of stuff here in this index file. We will be stripping some of this out right now. So the first thing we have within the body is the header. And you can see that with these nice comments here, which says start header area and end header area. So let's highlight all of that, flick over to Chrome, back to your website, and this is the header area where we can see the logo and the links. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code, delete it, press save, flick back, press refresh, and you see it's gone. So that's fine, it's all working. We don't actually want to delete everything, so let's do a Command Z or a Control Z to get everything back. And all we want to delete are the links. So let me save that and refresh. So we just want to delete all of the links on the right hand side. We want to keep the logo because we'll be adding our own logo there. So have a think if you can somehow find where the links are on this block of code and try and delete it. To give you a clue, there's a clear separation between the logo and the navigation menu. And yeah, you are right. We want to delete this block because this is the logo and that's all that we want, and we don't want all of the navigation. So we can delete that, press save and refresh. Cool, that's gone. And now we're gonna delete some more stuff, some more elements. So we want to keep this block here, we want to keep this block, and the unique features are good. This is a nice block as well as this one. We'll be deleting this video block because we don't have a promotional video at the moment, and we don't have any testimonials, so we'll delete that. And we'll probably delete the featured screens as well because we only have 3 or 4 screens anyway, they'll most likely be displayed already up here. And then the pricing plans, we're going to be deleting this as well for now. But once we've made the mobile app and we've sorted out the in-app subscriptions, we'll be adding this back in. So this template is always available to download. So if you ever do need to bring back some elements that you've deleted, you can just download the template again and pick out the things you deleted and copy and paste them back in. Right, so we're deleting the pricing plans, and we'll be deleting all of this, and we'll keep the email address input and the footer. So let's do that. If you're feeling ambitious, pause the video and try and do this without following what I'm doing. Otherwise, it's completely fine. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code and scroll down. So we've got the feature area here, which we want. And then we've got the about area. So this was the feature area. This is the about area. Let me scroll down to the next one. This is the about video, which we don't want. So let's delete that. Cool. We don't want the testimonials at the moment. But again, this is a block that you could bring back once you've got customers. So delete. And we don't want the screenshot area. And again, we'll probably be bringing this back once we've got more screenshots from the real mobile app. And we don't want the pricing area either. Cool. And we want to get rid of the links in the footer. So this is the footer area. And this is the newsletter area, which we want to keep. So let's so if you start from here, so just above top products, if you start highlighting from this div, which is under the row div, and then let's scroll down, oops, go back up, and you want to finish it just before the newsletter div. So it should end up looking like this. So you've got start footer area, you've got the footer element, you've got the div with a container class, a div with a row class, a div with a single footer widget, and then the newsletter text. Let's save that and see what's happened. Cool. So that's good. Nice. So we've got room here for the main screenshot. So one screenshot there. We can add some features. Another screenshot here. One more here, and then the footer. That's perfect for a mobile app landing page for an app that hasn't launched yet, because this is purely for collecting signups for eager users who want your app. Right, let's start changing the text now. Okay. So we'll change this one first. An app that suits you better. Okay. So here's the text. And this is within the H1 tag, and what the H1 tag means is header 1, which is usually the biggest header. If I was to change this to H2, then it would have a slightly smaller font. H3 would be even smaller, and I think it goes down to H4, H5, H6, and yeah, the font sizes just get smaller as you go down. And then the P tag here, that stands for paragraph. and that's a just small font size, 4 paragraphs, as you can see here. So I'm gonna say, so it will be pretty much the same as my meta description. Keep track. Actually, I'm going to ask a question. So, do you know what position your tuition center is on Google? Save that and let's see what's happened. Okay, so that's quite a lot of text. I don't know if that looks good or not. I don't think so. Let's cut that down a bit. So I can delete that. What position? I'll just write keep track. So this is keep track of your tuition center's position is basically what the app is doing. But I guess what would be even better to have over here is, instead of telling the user what the app will do, rather what the app, like the outcome could be if the user uses the app. So for example, our app is going to keep track of their position on Google. And that's just something that the app does, but why is the tuition center going to want to use the app? And that's going to be, so that they can keep track of their position on Google, but also and the main reason is so that they can improve their position on Google by knowing where they are currently. So let's put something around that. So improve your tuition. So this is like the ideal outcome that the tuition center would want. Because, I mean, it's useful to know where you are, but it's, at the end of the day, their revenue is going to be affected by their position on Google. And so we want to try and capture them in by telling them the outcome of, what can happen if they use our app correctly and with a few additional services such as SEO. So improve your tuition center's position on Google, and then the paragraph here can explain a bit more, and that could be, about keeping track of their position. So keep track of your position on Google. Google search to help you move up the rankings on Google and get more students, because that's also one of the main things that they want. A business wants more people, wants more customers, and so it would be good if you can mention your business's customers over here. So keep track of your position on Google search to help you move up the rankings on Google and get more students. Let's see. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. Now, I think what we'll do now is we'll add in a screenshot here just so that this top part looks ready-ish. So let's go to Canva over here, and let's find the main page, which is at the bottom, page 6. And what we'll do is, so before we download this, let's center this within the page. So to do that, just drag from outside of the page, select everything, and then move it up like that. That's centered. All right, And now we can click download at the top right. And we want a transparent background. However, the only way you can get a transparent background is if you've got the premium package. So let's see what we can do about that. Let's go back here. So the reason why we want a transparent background is because of this blue triangle shape that we've got behind the app. So let's download the screenshot anyway. And we want to select the page 6 only. Click download. Okay. Now what you want to do is drag or move this image into your website folder. And then into the image folder, which is IMG. Cool. And it should be there. Where's mine gone? Let me just check that again. Oh, it looks like it's disappeared. I'll try that again. So I'll download. Oops. So I'm going to download page 6 only. Okay, show in Finder. And okay, what I'll do is I'm going to copy this and then paste it into the website folder, into the IMG folder, which stands for image, and then paste, or Control V. Yeah, I've got it here. Nice. And I'm going to rename this to be app screenshot 1. Okay, and then copy that text. Now we'll go back to Visual Studio Code and let's find the image at the moment, which is down here where you've got banner image, I think. Let's just delete that to see what exactly that was. So delete that, press save, and go back to your website. Refresh. Okay, so that was the screenshot, and that's what we want. And then so Control Z to bring that back, and replace banner image with what we just with what we just called our screenshot, which was app-screenshot 1. Press save again. Flick back to Chrome. Press refresh. And nice. So we've got our app here now, but obviously we don't like this, you know, the white background, and so let's see what we can do about that. So if I can move this triangle more to the right, that will be perfect. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and so just right click anywhere on the website and click on inspect or inspect element, and then I'm going to use this arrow key and let's see where it is. So I've currently highlighted the section with a class of home banner area. And then in the styles down below, Let me close this and bring this back up. I can see that the home banner area class has a background image. If I remove that, then that looks good as well. That looks good as well. Let's see if I can change this to and try and give it a height or a size. Oh, not that one. Definitely not that one. I think what we'll do is we'll delete this banner like that. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code, and we want to go into the CSS to try and delete the banner, and that's in the SCSS file folder. Go into main, and it's not here. It might be in the theme, in home, banner image, yeah. So you want to go to the SCSS folder. Under the theme folder, click on home, and you'll see the home banner here. And let's just delete that. Again, if you have your own way of removing the white background, then you don't need to do this. I could have done that because I do have the premium plan on Canva, but for those who are using the free version, I'm going to try and stick with you guys. So we've deleted that. Let's flick back to our website, click on refresh. Oh, that didn't get deleted, so let's go back. Yeah, it's definitely gone, but there is another one down here. Let's check the class. Oops. All right, let's inspect again. So it's still there. Let's see why. Aha. We're editing in the wrong folder. So where we actually want to go is to the CSS folder, theme, pages, and then search for home. No, it's not here. Maybe it's in this file. That's the one. Right, so you want to be in the CSS folder. And so within the CSS folder, there should be a main.css file. Search for home-banner, and you'll find the class home banner area, and you want to delete that. This line here, which is line 1865. Press save, refresh, and yep, it's gone. Cool. And let's make the image a bit bigger. And so to try and make this image bigger, we need to know what class is attached to this image. So let's go back to our index file. And so we can see it's the image fluid, and it's under the banner image class. So let's copy this banner image and go back to the main CSS, do a Command F or a Control F and V, and we can see that now over here. Right, so this has got the banner image down here. So what I want you to do is click enter down here to make some room, and then type in IMG, which is the element we are targeting. So if you see, we're in the banner image, and then we want to change the IMG element. And so the way you can target that is by just typing in IMG within the banner image class, or just outside of it. So let's copy all of that. Okay, and then just try and follow along. We've got an error, but that's fine. And let's give it a height of 500 pixels. Press save and refresh. Okay, the height's definitely increased. Now let's increase the width to 250. Press save. Oh. Now that looks funny. Let's put an important after the width, and let's just check if that works. That works. So sometimes, so when I did that, there were other CSS rules, such as the width, as you can see here, that were overwriting what I had put here, and that's why this didn't work. But if you want something to override everything else, no matter what comes after it, then you can put an important flag straight after. And that looks good. Let's just try to see if we can make it a bit bigger. So let's do 700 and 350. Yeah. That's too big. Let's just do 600 and 300. Alright. So, nice. And now let's change this logo so that we can get the main part of the website done. So go back to Canva, and so we created like the start screen. So this is going to be my logo. You can have the same if you wish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my trophy and the number on it. I'm going to press Command. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to do File, create a new design on Canva, and then type in logo like that, and then let's paste it in here. Allow, cool, center it, make it bigger, center it again. So this can also be used as your app icon if you want it to be. Make sure the number is centered. Okay. And then let's press download. Although, if I go back to the website, so their logo actually contains the name of their app as well. So let's do a design for that. So keep this design because we'll need this when we're creating the app icon. And what I want you to do is press resize on Canva, and then let's change the, I think this is the width, to 1000. So it's 1000 by 500. Copy and resize. So that will create a new design. Okay, and then select your trophy and the number on it. Move it to the left. I'm going to make it slightly smaller, like that. And now let's add text. So if you go back to your first design now, if you added some text like I did, you can just copy that. So the name of your app, or you can add new text using the navigation menu on the left, such as here. Oops, wrong one. And let's paste it here. Cool. And then just make that as big as you can. Okay, and I'm going to change the text to black just to match the number. Okay, and then ideally I think you want your app icon to be just a little bit bigger than the text. So let's resize these. So make sure you select both the trophy and the number. Or you can press group. So if you select both the trophy and the number, click on group on the top right. And then now, yeah, you can just click on this and it will automatically select both the trophy and the number. So this looks better now. Yep. Okay. So once you're happy, I then want you to select both. Oops. So now it's, yeah, select both and then do a right click and not a right click. Just so select both and then try and make it as big as possible again. Oops. Yep. And now I think we need to, yeah, we need to resize this because we've got too much white space at the top. So click on resize and we want to change the height. So let's try a 350 and click on resize, not copy and resize. Okay, and then select everything again, make it as big as possible. Yeah, that's much better. Cool. So hopefully you've ended up with something like that. If not, just rewind the video and try again. So once you've got that, click on download. And we don't want it to be too big, so just drag that so that it's a 0.5 of the actual size, because we don't want a slow loading website. Okay. Right, show in Finder, and then we want to do the same as we did with the screenshot, and we want to so just copy that file, or you can move it into your website folder, and under the IMG, the image folder, paste it into here, rename it to be app-logo. So it ends up looking like that. And then let's go back to Visual Studio Code, onto the index file, scroll up to the, not to the top, but near the top, so where the header area is. And then you'll notice this image element here, and we want to change the source to be image/app-logo so that it points to our newly saved logo. So once you've pressed saved, flip back to Chrome and let's see what's happened. A bit too big maybe, but we can remedy this by, so the image before was logo.png, so I'm going to check the dimensions of that. So their dimensions were, oh, okay, so it was only, it had a width of 108 and a height of 36. So let's match that, or match it as close as possible. So let's go back to Canva, resize. So we want our width. So when you've clicked on resize, you'll see this lock over here. I want you to click on that, and that's basically going to lock the aspect ratio. So now if I change anything in the width, the height should automatically change. And I think this should be good. Click on resize, so we've got 50 by 100. And click on download. And then again, we want to do the same, copy the file, go to your website folder, into the image folder. Let's delete the previous app logo. Move to bin, paste it into here, and rename that to be app logo again. Press enter, and now let's go back to the website, click refresh, and that looks better. Cool. Now we've got these buttons here about available on the App Store and Play Store. Obviously our app is not available yet, so we either want to remove it or change the text. Let's see. Right, yeah, so on the index HTML you'll see there's two buttons and they both say available on the App Store or Play Store. Let's change the wording. So from available we want to change it to coming soon. Press save, refresh. Cool. Nice. So that's the main part of the website done. And now we just want to change the text of the rest of the website and the images as well. And also these buttons. So I'm going to let you do that as a bit of homework before the next video. So in the next video, we'll finish off this website. By changing all of the text, changing the screenshots, and we'll also cover using MailChimp, which is an email marketing provider who can manage a newsletter for us, because what we want to do is anyone who lands on this website, we want to convince them that they want this mobile app. And we're telling them that it's coming soon, and just subscribe, put in your email address here, and we'll let you know when the app is ready for launch. So we'll probably add another sign up link at the top in case somebody doesn't want to scroll all the way to the bottom. And then in another video, we'll host this onto a real website so that you can then share it with friends. Cool. So yeah, so your homework is to carry on doing what we've been doing and complete this website. And good luck.